Steve Forbes joins me this Monday morning. Right, Steve, when will Democrats learn that their policies of tax the rich are actually ruining our big cities?
When we get a new breed of Democrats. Right now, the Democrat Party, as you know, is run by the far left. They don't care about revenue. They want control. They just don't like seeing people doing well, especially people they don't control. So you can show low tax rates brings in more revenue. They don't care.
And they can't do it. No Democrat administration, whether it's New York State or New York City, you can't do that. You can't reverse the policies of generations because it's not been working. You can't do it. You can't change.
Well, eventually, even in some of the cities, you're going to see voters say, hey, we got to change. You know, in Jersey City, it got so bad a few years ago, the joke where they elected a Republican in the early 1990s, joke was even the dead voted Republican. When things get bad enough, change comes, even if you have new people doing it. Running as independents, perhaps.
Did it help Jersey City when they elected a Republican?
Yes, it was the first mayor in a couple of generations. Didn't end up in jail.
Because now it's a booming town.
It's a virtual borough of New York. It's prospering where the city is not.
But they can't do that in New York City. Just can't do it, can they? But I think they're running into a serious financial problem here, because tax revenues are way down. The billionaires are leaving. People are not riding the subway. Retail sales are down in the city. Economic activity is just not strong.
Well, you may have a repeat of the 1970s when the city went virtually bankrupt, was taken over by a financial control board. The state of New York cut income taxes by 1/3 with a Democrat governor. That circumstances can dictate change. When you don't have the money, Washington's not going to bail you out with the Republican controlling the House. Guess what? Change will come, whether they like it or not.
As Trump said, what do you got to lose? What do you have to lose, really? I've got a headline for you out of the Wall Street Journal. I'll read it. It says, the path to green energy is getting messier. I'll repeat it. The path to green energy is getting messier. I would agree with that, because it seems quite a few green policies are really failing. Wind policy and electric vehicles not doing well.
No, in New Jersey, they had to abandon their offshore debacle, billions of dollars lost. And you look around the world, last 20 years, they've spent $6 trillion on alternative energy. 86% of the energy came from fossil fuels 20 years ago, 83% today, $6 trillion of waste. Ford Motor is now losing $60,000 for each electric vehicle it sells. And the demand for energy is going to grow exponentially. Already, the cloud uses more energy, twice as much energy as the entire nation of Japan, the third largest economy in the world. And the appetite for energy is going to grow as these countries eventually grow. They're going to want more automobiles. They're going to have exponential growth in energy. And guess what? There is a clean fuel around. It's called natural gas.
Yes, there is. It's rather clean. But the president, you know, he's going to have a meeting with Xi Jinping on Wednesday. And he wants to be the green president. I have a horrible fear that he'll make concessions to China in return for fake promises about action on climate. I think that's a real danger from this meeting.
Well, you've already seen it. China's promised 2030, 2040, maybe 2050 they'll get around to it. Meanwhile, they're opening up new coal-fired power plants almost each and every day. Same with India. Yeah. Other countries are not going to impoverish themselves to please Joe Biden.
So everything we do, all the sacrifice we make, is overridden by pollution coming out of China.
Absolutely. And you saw what happened in Germany. They did what Biden wants to do several years ago. Energy 2 to 3 times costly. They're hollowing out their industrial economy. Look what's happened to Britain. Their economy is in shambles, in no small part because of these green energy policies that end up enriching the politically connected and don't do anything for the environment.
You got it. You got it. Quick, let's have a look at the market, see how we're doing. It's just about 7 minutes past 11 on Eastern time on a Monday morning. We've been open now for what, an hour and 37 minutes. Where are we? We're down, but not that much. The Dow is off 6 points, NASDAQ down 34, S&P down 8. The movement on the U.S. Treasury, the 10-year Treasury, has gone up. That puts stocks down, but not that badly. No big sell-off after a couple of weeks of pretty good market performance. Moody's changed the U.S. credit outlook to negative. I think this is because we can't stop spending. We can't get it under control. What say you?
Just look at the numbers. They speak for themselves. Even under the Republican administration, the spending went up rather sharply, and it's going to have to go up even more. We've got big interest rate bills coming. We've got big defense needs coming. So guess what? They're going to have to make real spending cuts, and it's going to be easy if they have the will. Take all of Joe Biden's green energy follies. We'll save over $1 trillion over the next 10 years.
It'll never happen, Stu. They're not going to do that.
That's what we have elections for.
That's true, but that's
got to get a new crew in.
But that's down the road.
It's only a year away. Have hope.
Maybe I'm too pessimistic. Steve, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good man.